You know, after a long day of fishing, there's not much better than just coming home, relaxing, opening up a beer, and unboxing some new gear, right? And as I sit here to record this, I don't know if you can hear a little bit of like the power tools and the yard equipment in the background. I don't know if it's always just when I go to record a video out here that I notice all the sounds. Maybe they're always there, or if it's just my timing is fantastic. So hopefully we don't hear too much of the I don't know what's going on there. Like they mow for 5 seconds and then they stop for 10. So we'll see. Anyway, today, let me grab a drink. Today I have some AliExpress gear to unbox. I basically have 2 combos, a couple other accessories. I think I have some line and some lures. So I ordered these beginning of May. It's now the end of June. I think 3 out of 4 packages showed up by the end of May. And then the last one didn't show up till mid-May, and I think it was this one. And let's start with it first, because I'm actually a little worried about this one. Should have had my knife ready, right? I'm actually a little worried about this one because when I ordered it, a couple days later, I got a message from, you know, the store, the company, and they said, hey, can we substitute in the other model reel that we have, because we're out of stock on the one that you wanted. Like, and so I looked at the specs, like, yeah, it's not so bad. It's not exactly what I wanted, but it would have worked. And so I was thinking, you know, I'll just make an adjustment. Oh my gosh, this thing is taped. It's like just wrapped in tape. It's sort of funny. Look at these packages, right? It's just bubble wrap and tape. Let's see here. Yep, we definitely have the line. So this is the microfly braid. This is the 0.6, and I actually got it for the other reel that I ordered. Thought I ordered 2 packs of it, and maybe I only ordered 1. Let me go double check my order. Oh. And just because it's all bubble wrap, it's hard to get out of here. Oh, there's something else in here. Ooh. Show you what that is. It's a spare spool. Doesn't come in the box. It's just sort of crazy if you ask me. But so what we have here is the Kingdom Micro Monster. This is an 8-1-to-1. It's the first 8-1-to-1 that I have. It's wrapped nice. Sort of a good looking box. See what we have here. Let's turn it this way. See if everything. I don't know, this is the nicest looking reel box so far. Okay, well, it's a little bit of a disappointment on the inside. But you know what? It's cool though. It comes in a protective case. That case probably doesn't fit with the rod, would be my guess. It could though. Probably not though. I don't see how it would. So this is the Kingdom Micro Monster. And I gotta tell you, right off the bat, I'm thinking Dark Wolf Ultra. It feels really, I mean, this is crazy. It feels almost the same. It comes with a spare spool, a second spool, which I also thought was cool because depending on how well this works out, could use it for some other things potentially. But this spool is what they call a standard capacity spool. So it's a lot deeper. It's not as shallow. I'm just going to throw that in the box. It's, you know, it's crazy. It didn't look like the Dark Wolf Ultra on the website, but literally is, I mean, I mean, it feels the same in the hand. It almost looks the same design-wise. Wonder what the magnets look like. Now I understand some of the new. Okay, well I'm going to guess it's not just like the Dark Wolf Ultra because I can't get the door off of this one. There we go. That's a different design for sure. So this magnet design looks closer to a Daiwa design, to be honest with you. Okay, it's not the Dark Wolf Ultra. Good news, it's not the same reel. That's an interesting magnet design. Okay, it's just some smudge. I mean, it looks nice. It looks a lot like the Dark Wolf Ultra. And the spool adjustment, same thing. You just basically adjust it until you can't hear it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this out. I'm going to leave the other reel out when I unbox it, and then when I unbox the rods, then I'll just be able to put them on there. I don't know, this looks really nice. I'm looking for any fit and finish wise, I really don't have any issues with it. It looks really good. So that's reel number one. And now we got people mowing on the other side. So again, I apologize. The good news is these guys are done fast. You know, hardly anybody in this neighborhood cuts their own grass anymore. So, you know, you get these very loud mowers is the downside, because they have all these commercial people doing them. The plus side is they're not here all that long. So let's get this other reel out. Okay, this one's in a box that was in a bag. I think this was a combined shipment. So when you order from AliExpress, even from different places, if you get orders that end up at the shipping center or service at the same time, then they combine them typically. I'm sure it saves them money. Doesn't bother me, it still takes forever. Okay, here we go. YLT. This is there it is on the box, the Tank 150. The YLT Tank. Now this one supposedly has a braking system. Oh, look, these guys are stepping up their game. They're giving you little covers for your reels. Ooh, man, is that a good looking reel. This one is not a micro reel, right? It's not, I mean, you can see, even if you just compare these two side by side, you know, you can see that there's a difference in size. They feel a lot different. The tank is a good bit heavier. Ooh, listen to that drag. Some people might think that that's obnoxious, and some people like myself might think that is awesome. Also feels nice and smooth out of the box. I mean, you know, you would think they would, right? So this also has a shallow spool. After doing a little bit more of what a lot of people call power bait finesse with the Aldebaran and the X-Pride, I said, why not get another power setup? And I'll get a Chinese power setup and compare it to basically what I'm fishing the Aldebaran and the X-Pride combo. So same thing, I want to open this one up and see how it comes apart. Okay, so it pulls straight out. So you can see that this one has a completely different magnet setup, and it should be very similar to what I have like in the Silver Creek. You know, it's a nice looking reel, good colors. It reminds me a lot of the Alpha's Air, which I didn't like the reel at all. This one feels different. It's definitely a bigger feeling reel. I mean, it's like halfway between the smaller Bait FInesse stuff that I've been using, the micro reels, and a traditional bait caster. But I don't see any fit and finish issues. It's definitely a somewhat of a different design than the other reels that I've been using so far. And that was part of the goal, right? I just didn't want to just keep getting the same thing over and over. So that's good. And then I got some lures in here too. So basically what I got here is these are the Mega Bass Dark Sleeper copies. And I got a bunch of this one color. And then I got their assorted color pack as well. That's got all the other different ones in there. And honestly, I've been holding on to my last Dark Sleeper. And it looks like they threw in some little swim bait looking stuff too. So I don't know if there's anything else in here or not. You know, and so the idea was, can I compare those two and see how they work out? And so we'll see how that looks. My wife's just coming home. Okay, with that, let's get into the rods. Usually they'll say like open one end. This one doesn't have that, so it's in a PVC pipe actually. It's not going to crush, but it sort of makes me wonder. Okay, so this is the Ace Hawk Venom. This is a new rod that I think just came out. The lure is rated from 0.8 grams to 5 grams, and so I thought this could be a good graphite ultralight, like super ultralight rod, and you know, for panfish and trout. This rod I think comes with 2 different tips. Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it just comes with one. Feels like it's just one. Yeah, this one just comes with 1 tip. Yeah, it's got the nice green handle. Don't know how well that's going to show up there, but I know this lens will focus pretty close. It's got a really nice reel seat. Nice looking, at least. Feels pretty good in the hand. You know, I always sort of like bounce them up and down, but you know, that really doesn't matter much. Now as I'm looking at this, I'm actually starting to wonder if they didn't swap out the reel, because I thought the one I originally ordered was pink. This one's purple, so I thought the pink was going to go with this, so this may have been a different Micro Monster than the one that I ordered. There could be a small problem here. I may not be able to get the reel onto the reel seat. Well, I tell you what, that's a tight fit. That barely fits on there. It's going now. Definitely has a lot of play, but it's not a like a moderate speed rod like the Limmer and Wind Shadow that I have. It sort of bends in half. I'm just gonna have to pause right here and wait for the cacophony of stuff to finish. Okay, sounds like they're done cutting the neighbor's house right next to me, so we'll see. But again, the goal of this setup was to really fish trout, panfish. I have a lot of those 1/32, 1/80th ounce jig heads and soft plastics, small plastics, and I really wanted to try to use this setup for that. There's a Kuying Teton, the 510S, I think it's called. I was thinking about that one, but it's up to over $140 right now, and I think this one was only like 47. So I thought it was worth the try. Something to take note of is up here at the tip, I really like what they've done here. They've actually, these top 2 eyes are really close together. They are pretty small eyelets, but these don't seem as small as a couple of my other rods. I don't think this is Fuji guides or anything like that, so just silicone carbide. But so that's rod number 1, which means that rod number 2 is for the tank. And at first I was thinking I was maybe a little worried because it just shipped in a box, right? But actually there's a tube inside the box. So most of the packaging from AliExpress is pretty good, even though I joked around about the bubble wrap and tape. But I will say this, as opposed to a lot of the other rods that I've gotten, none of these sort of give me an indication of which side I should be opening. It may not be that big of a deal. I always wondered if it really mattered, but you sort of get used to it, and maybe it's an expectation or something. So, same thing. So this is the Obsession Mojo Bass. It's a 6'6". It's rated for 4 to 12 grams. So, you know, I said that the X Pride, which is 5 to 15 grams, was sort of the inspiration for this setup. They might have given us something extra. was kind of the inspiration, but I don't expect this setup to really compete with the X Pride and the Shimano. So yes, I'm biased already, but let's take a look at it here. So I tell you what, this is a different feeling grip. It looks a lot different with this tapered grip. I think that's more of a modern style that's coming out. Maybe it's a Japanese or Chinese style, but it feels really nice. Like this feels awesome. We'll see how it wears. That feels pretty good. The reel seat, different design. It's got a little bit of porting probably for weight. I don't know if you can read that there. So instead of saying made in Japan, it says made of Japan. So it's basically, it's definitely inspired probably by Mega Bass, right? I didn't think about that, but Mojo Bass, Mega Bass. They're calling this a carbon hybrid material. I can't remember if this has a little bit of glass in it or not. It's got the little hook keeper here, which most of the BFS rods that I've had don't. You can see the sun shining on it. It's got a little bit of purple and let's see if I can get it into the sun again. So it's got a little bit of that purple and blue, sort of like the X Pride, a little bit. It's not quite as sparkly. And again, if you're a big one for your rod has to match your reel, I'm letting you down here because this is like orange and blue on the rod, and now I've got red on the reel. But this goes together much nicer. This feels really good. So the reason I bought this was for that Power BFS setup, but I also thought that it could be a fun rod to use for like pike and stuff like that. So we'll see. This feels really good in the hand. The other one, again, it's a lot smaller, right? So, but same thing, it sort of hits me in the wrong spot. If I get to the point where I'm getting close to palming it, it hits me much better. But I don't know, maybe I'll have to try to use it that way. Maybe this will force me to use it that way just because I don't have enough grip down here. And I don't have real big hands, right? But I don't have enough grip to hold this the way I normally would, so I may have to hold it a little bit more towards the front. But this other one, I mean, it fits extremely well. Just 2 fingers in the grip. Again, it's a bigger reel, so but if you like to hold it that way, you can. It fits just fine. I'm really looking forward to this one. So that's the unboxing. Hopefully the yard machine's noise wasn't too bad. Mojo Bass 662. No. Is it even listed on here? The Mojo Bass B662L. So, and again, it's supposed to be a little bit more like the X Pride. And then we've got this Ace Hawk Venom, the AVG 562C, so 5'6", and again, this is 0.8 grams to 5 grams. This one is 4 to 12. So this 4 to 12, I'm basically going to use like I'm using the 5 to 15 X Pride, and then this 0.8 to 5, I'm going to use it very similar to how I've been using the fine-tailed glass, actually closer to how I've been using the Wind Shadow. So I'm seeing if I can get a faster action rod with similar performance for really light baits. So that's the goal. You'll be seeing both of these in some upcoming videos. Once I've used them a little bit, I will do a review as always. And let me know what you think. I just do a quick overview on the unboxings, but this one's a colorful setup. Actually, they're both colorful, right? I got blue, orange, purple, red, black, gray. This one's purple, green. Actually this, I don't know. This reel is definitely too big for that rod, but so we'll see how it works out. But that's what I've been waiting on for a month or so. Again, I'll start using them really soon, and thanks for watching. See you next time. And of course, as soon as I'm done, the mower's stopping everything, but I wanted to, they threw a free gift in here. I forgot to show that. So, just looks like a little curly tail grub. Blue and white. I don't know. Just wanted to show that they threw a free gift in. Okay, thanks again.